Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Today we are featuring this wonky ass Santa on the window and a sparkly blazer, which kind of seems appropriate considering what we're discussing. We're here to talk about Kanye West. Now, I don't really want to give a comprehensive outline of all the fuckery Kanye West has been up to, mainly because there's a lot there. There are a lot of implications that are alarming, especially in terms of things he's said regarding politics generally. Let me just leave it at that. Also, because this happened a while ago, it's not fresh in my mind. I'll assume you know. If not, best of luck reading about all of that. Kanye married this woman named Bianca. I've heard her last name be pronounced Censori because she's Australian. If she's not and she's actually Italian like her name sounds, that would be Censori. I don't know, okay? Regardless, he married this woman named Bianca not super long ago, and I believe it was only after like a month of the finalizing of his divorce with Kim Kardashian. Now, since then, there has been a lot of speculation about his relationship with Bianca. I don't really care to do that, but on my timeline, what has come up is the fact that Bianca has started to look a lot like Kim Kardashian, and frankly, unfortunately, I very much see it as well. Now, I found some articles that discuss it, and we will discuss it via those articles. But I did want to show you some pictures before, just so if you haven't seen anything, you can make up your own mind about what the fuck you think is going on here, because I'm just gonna say yikes. So a lot of these comments about her looking like Kim are based on these pictures that Kanye recently posted of Bianca alone and then himself with Bianca. In these pictures, she is wearing very little clothing, which is not really the point, though it's going to be part of the discussion and you'll understand why. She's been sporting recently a short haircut with bleach blonde hair, okay? In these pictures, she has longer hair and it's brown, and she looks alarmingly like Kim. Now, I'll show you some comments from the comment section as well of what people think is going on, because that's also what's fueling all of this, let's be real. This is kind of what has, I think, brought this back to the forefront, is that these pictures were posted, hence why this discussion is being tapped into again. Now, let's discuss the articles, which will connect back to the pictures, but just keep these pictures in mind while you make up your opinion and hear what I'm saying. All of this, by the way, is from like really trashy sources that I don't really deem as reputable, but really, are we going to see news about how Kanye's dressing his new wife in the front page of a reputable newspaper? No. Extraordinary before and after photos show just how much Bianca has changed since she married Kanye West, as fans say she looks more like Kim Kardashian than the reality star herself. He's clearly not over Kim. Bianca has undergone quite the transformation since her wedding to rapper Kanye West 1 year ago, a far cry from her days as a little-known Melbourne architect. Bianca, 28, has made global headlines on Tuesday after Kanye, 46, shared a trio of raunchy photos of her posing in barely any clothing on Instagram. The pictures I showed you that I said were part of this discourse. Kanye shared the images as he prepared to drop his new song with Travis Scott on Tuesday, ahead of the release of his new album, Vultures, which is expected later this month. In the images, Bianca was seen posing around the couple's home, wearing an extremely revealing bra, G-string, leather corset, stockings, and a fur stole that barely covered her modesty. Barely covered her modesty. You don't really hear wording like that anymore, do you? Thank God. In contrast, photos of Bianca taken before she met Kanye show her dressed somewhat more conservatively. Now, one thing I will say here is that I don't really like to assume too much is in Kanye's control. Wait, though. She could have changed style since these pictures. If you look at pictures of me from 10 years ago, there are a lot of things that are different, obviously. Now, we do know that Kanye notoriously takes control of the wardrobes of people he's with. This is true. I'm just saying it can be both. Like, her style changed as well as Kanye had his own influence. So I really do think we shouldn't be too quick to A, victimize someone who might not be a victim, and B, give all the agency to just one person in the relationship, because I think that's more insulting than anything. Like, if I had a new partner and I changed for whatever reason and people just assumed it was the partner, I'd find that kind of insulting. So I'm just gonna put that out there. Anyway, she also previously had long hair and wore much heavier makeup. Since then, Bianca has completely revamped her style by chopping her mane into a boyish pixie cut and regularly choosing to go barefaced. She has also overhauled wardrobe thanks to her fashion designer Beau, and is now known for wearing bizarre, flesh-bearing, and often unflattering outfits. This article did not hold back. Unflattering outfits, yikes. Okay. Bianca and Kanye secretly wed in December 2022, just 1 month after he finalized his divorce from Kim. In September, friends expressed grave concerns that he was manipulating Bianca into a radicalized version of Kim, who he often referred to as his muse. He also heavily influenced her fashion choices. Kanye is trying to make Bianca into a radicalized version of Kim, almost like Kim 2.0, a source said at the time. The difference is that when Kim was with Kanye, he was respected in the fashion world. He has since lost this respect. So everyone's getting dragged. Bianca has the unflattering outfits. Kanye is basically a has-been. They are not holding back these totally real and reputable friends who are going to talk to trashy magazines. Okay. Regardless of these comments, I do think that there is something very creepy about this. I think that any person who is still hung up on their ex to any degree is alarming, obviously, because then that affects their partner and typically it's unhealthy. But to be in the public eye and kind of openly turn your new wife into your old wife. And I think it's important that we also know where to draw a line, in the sense of Kanye has been dressing a lot of the women he's been with based on everything I've read until now. So that's not new. So in some ways, it's normal that they start looking alike. In some ways, because Kanye's taste is still Kanye's taste. It may evolve through the years, but there might be some staple pieces that you look at and you're like, ah, yeah, that's probably Kanye's influence. So let's leave that there. Now, to have her hair looking a certain type of way, to have her dressed a certain type of way, that, on the other hand, I find really just jarring. And I also wonder how much, potentially, like I said, I don't want to rush to victimize anyone, because maybe Bianca's totally fine with this, she's good, whatever. But it's also like, is she being used as basically a prop, which seems to be a prevalent question on the internet. Whether she's being even mistreated is a question which I'm not even going to ask, because I have no reason to assume that. I don't have the best of regards for Kanye, but I'm not going to throw out, ah, yes, she's for sure being abused. Like, that seems like a reach to me. Do I think some unhealthy shit is going on? Yeah. In another article, they referred to Kanye's former partners discussing how he would clothe them, featuring Kim Kardashian and Julia Fox, and it says, his former partners, Julia Fox and Kim Kardashian, both spoke about how Kanye took control of the way they dressed. Julia told Interview magazine that he gifted her a hotel suite full of clothes following their second date. Damn. And soon after, he convinced her to get rid of almost all of her old clothes. Julia admitted a couple of days later, all my shit was in boxes, gone. It was so cathartic. It wasn't like I was just packing up my old clothes. It was like I was packing up my old life. Similarly, Kim's wardrobe was famously overhauled by Kanye in an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. He picked out items of hers that he didn't like and encouraged her to throw them away. After their split in 2021, Kim admitted that she was struggling to pick out her outfits without the help of her ex-husband. This is also interesting because there are multiple ways to read the whole outfit thing. Part of it is just that he's basically a fashionista. He's very into all of that, and he wants his women to look some type of way, which is also something we can have a conversation about, because, you know, your wardrobe really is a form of self-expression, and if someone is taking that over, depending on the degree, I do think that is concerning. I would never be okay with that. And again, it's one thing to gift you certain things they'd want to see you wear. Sure, it's another thing to basically be like, hey, all of your old clothes are shit. Let's throw them away, and now let's put you in barely any clothes. I would have a few questions. And also, the reality is that it is a form of control. Now, I'm not saying, again, that it's abusive, but deciding what someone wears out the door is a massive deal. And I think that if any of us think about how comfortable we'd be with someone telling us exactly what to wear every single day when there are photographers following us everywhere, I think we can all understand how big of a deal that really is, at least to me. And now assume that they're also involving nudity in this and having you go out wearing next to nothing. Like today, there was an article about her going out just basically wearing skin-colored tights and holding a pillow to her chest, which happens to be the pillow of this like $8,000 a night hotel they're staying in. Does that sound really normal and healthy to you? In September, friends expressed concerns that Kanye was manipulating Bianca into a radicalized version of his ex-wife, who he often referred to as his muse. So one of the things that also is being brought up is that back when Kanye was still with Kim, there was this clip of Keeping Up with the Kardashians that I'll put in here, where he basically was not okay with Kim wearing sexy dress. And this is something that's being brought up a lot in the comment sections as well.
Do this transition where from being a rapper, like looking at all these girls and looking at my wife, like, oh, my girl needs to be just like the other girls, showing her body off, showing this, showing that. And I didn't realize that that was affecting like my soul and my spirit as someone that's married and loved and the father of like now with about to be 4 kids. Of course, it's like a formal underwear. It's hot. It's like, it's hot for who though?
So like the night before the event, you're gonna come in here and say that you're not into a corset bag. Give me really bad anxiety. What are you talking about?
Why is that giving you anxiety to say that?
Because you knew last night I was having really bad anxiety and I don't need any more negative energy for you to now say that you're not into me wearing a tight dress.
You are my wife, and it affects me when pictures are too sexy.
You built me up to be this like sexy person and confidence and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And just because you're on a journey and you're on your transformation doesn't mean that I'm in the same spot with you. So.
Okay, all right, cool.
More thing. That's absolutely ridiculous.
He didn't want Kim looking sexy, wearing like just tight dresses, which is pretty on brand for the Kardashians, so it was nothing crazy. And now here he is dressing his new wife in barely anything. So people are like, what is the deal? And again, people are allowed to change their minds, but you can understand why this seems inconsistent and confusing, to say the very, very least. In the comment section of the 3 pictures I told you about, people were saying things like, she doesn't look happy in these photos about Bianca. She looked like she's in a situation she doesn't want to be in. I always feel like I need to rescue her. Then a lot of people are quoting Kanye saying there's 1,000 views and there's only one of me, because now it's becoming a meme to say that there's only one Kanye, but he's recreating Kim over and over. There are a lot of people saying that he's turning her into Kim, but there are also a lot of people who are actually really concerned for her well-being, which returns to everything I was saying about control. And then someone said, in fact, he was mad about Kim not covering up towards the end of their marriage, but finds a replica that does what he commands. Someone says, I hope she has the support she needs to leave when she realizes what he's doing to her. Ye really misses Kim. Bro found another Kim. Kim can't find another him. This looks like Kim K from AliExpress. I guess his Christian days are over. Oh my god, she looks so much like Kim Kardashian right here. I'm not even joking. This is creepy. So as you can see, there are only a few prevalent thoughts about all this, being Bianca's well-being, dressing like Kim, or rather being dressed like Kim, and Kanye's kind of inconsistency with the whole sexy thing of what is she allowed to be at the end of the day. Sexy, covered up, it's inconsistent. And again, that could just be a change, but regardless, it looks inconsistent to everyone in the public. Anyway, you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and I'll catch you guys next time.